Hello, this is Overly Critical Anime with a special review of Demon Rush by Mr. MaStar Media. I read the first three chapters, which is chapter one and the beginning of chapter two. And chapter two also has four separate chapters, which is really weird. Which is one chapter is free on his Webtoons site. So there's three more episodes in chapter two. Hopefully he actually just changes that to chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, chapter four, chapter five, because like I feel like he doesn't want to fit everything in one chapter, so he separates the chapter when he could just name it chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, chapter four, and it would feel way more better paced than that to separate these episodes like that. That's mind-boggling. That's one of the biggest criticisms I have. I don't think he'll change it just because I don't like it. I'm just one person, so I don't expect him to really change that. But it feels like he doesn't know what he's doing with the chapters. Maybe it's like an editing decision. Um, it feels really poorly done with the pacing. But besides that, it actually looks pretty promising. There's a lot of action in it. Not exactly for me. The first three chapters, I keep on saying three chapters. It's just one chapter. But that's why I wish he would change that shit. It's very action oriented. Maybe a little bit too much for my taste. It doesn't get to like the backstory until like chapter two, which is in four separate, I guess, separate chapters, which I just still can't get over why he's fucking doing that. That really bothers me. I don't understand it. But the artist is very talented. I think does need to work on some of his action spots. Some of them were lacking. I think some up close uh, stuff needs to be a little bit worked on. Other than that, I really saw nothing like traced or anything like that. It looked really damn good. Some of it could use some work, but it's very good. It's very passable. There, I think he does need to work on certain areas, but other than that, it was really well done. The story so far is not really too, I guess, fleshed out. It's only like four chapters. I'm gonna say four chapters because I'm not going to say chapter one, three, part one, two, and three, chapter two, part one, two, three, and four when those come out. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. I'm probably gonna get some shit for this for criticizing him so much for separating that shit. But that it just really bothers me they did that. Depending on where the story goes, because the first three parts, I guess, are just way, I think, overly action oriented. There's nothing explaining anything. I'm sure some, anime starts out like that. There's very too little, I guess, explanation or character development until later on into the series. It just gives you a taste in what and the flashbacks begin in later upcoming chapters, which is fine. So far, at least. Hopefully, these characters get way more fleshed out. I'm kind of hesitant to pay $4 to review the whole thing, um, because I never finished, Storm Sink's book that I bought Amazon like years ago, like 6 years ago. I'd never fucking finished the book. I was going to do a review. Maybe one day I'll finish that and review it. It'll just pop out on my fucking feed one day. But hopefully going forward, he changes that chapter assignment, and I'm not too sure if it's like an editing thing or like he felt like he is trying to, he just couldn't fit everything into one chapter, so he broke it up into separate chapters, which he could just name chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, chapter four, etc. And it would felt way better. It feels, I guess, rushed. I wouldn't say rushed, but like I don't know the exact word for it. It just feels very amateurish. He just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's not like an insult to him or anything. I'm not trying to be like a jackass to him, but it just feels like he just could have just done like a sequential chapters, and it would felt way better. It felt like way more better paced, and but I guess more professional that way. Maybe I'm just being overly critical about that. I don't know. Uh, that's a little joke there, but overall, I'd probably give it I guess a 7. I do like the action, and it's very well drawn, and what he has so far is pretty damn good. Where it goes from here, hopefully he doesn't focus too much over the action. Um, I mean, some animes are like that, and some manga as well. Is very action oriented. It's just based on action. Look like the God of High School kind of type of thing, where there's no little to character development or plot. It's just mainly fighting, and what he has so far is done very well with the fighting. I could use a little improvements here and there with the artist doing a little bit better job, and maybe tone down a little bit and try to do more story-oriented things because you don't know what the fuck's going on. All you know is like Lucifer and angels, Michael fighting, typical like a little bit cliche, but it's done very differently here, um, with big swords and like over the top like attacks and stuff like that, big ass explosions. So if you're into that, I'd definitely give it like a higher rating if you're into that. But so far, hopefully flushes out the characters a lot more. You find out about what more is going on, and the pace is better to be done than what he's fucking doing right now. That's the biggest issue I have. Is patient is. I mean, it's only 4 things so far, but if you split into chapters like that, it's gonna just to me is just blows like the freaking pacing out of the fucking water. It just makes no goddamn sense to do that like that. It just bothers me way too much, I guess. Besides that, that's all I have to say. I think listening, right, comment, subscribe.